Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palettes. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Seth Geis, and from the Pastani Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Like a peach.
Good man. It's
Like a peach.
exciting to be smoking, new cigars out from the show again,
Yeah,
early in the
absolutely.
year.
All right. So today we are talking about the Foundation Wise Man Corojo Corona. Cigar is more of a Corona Extra 5 by 48. Comes out of the My Father factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper's Nicaraguan Corojo. Binder is Nicaraguan Esteli and Jalapa. Filler is Nicaraguan Condega, Esteli, and Jalapa as well. Uh, Blended by Nicholas Melillo. Price point is $10.50, and the cigar was released in April of 2024. So with all that out of the way, Seth, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
I just want you to know that I love that you said for binder, it's a double binder. You said Nicaraguan, Esteli, and Jalapa, and we're like, it's 2024. We're like, yeah, whatever. But like 20 something years ago, if you had said that, we'd be like, whoa, 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 double binder? No fucking way.
Yeah.
So just remember that, smokers. We've come a long way, man. We got triple caps and we got double binders now. So, listen, let's just be honest. This was just a step in the right direction for Nick, given the fact of what the fuck's going on at Tapsa. So he made the wise move and just said, you know what, average someplace over there is better than shit here. Um, Tobacco, hay, some graham cracker notes, cedar qualities, slight bit of fruitiness. There was this middleness. It smoked. It kind of had like a Nicaraguan Pro AJ quality that's approachable, affordable. Um, but we can, yeah. So it was decent. It was average. Really good burn in construction. I can't wait to the overall with you guys on this.
All right, John.
Yeah. Started out interesting. I would say kind of a dry wood off the hop. Medium spices to follow, multi tobacco on the retrohale. Spices kind of immediately pulled back to light plus, so it didn't take very long. Um, you know, that was kind of the first third. Like there wasn't layers for me to dig in there. That was kind of the profile. And then second third, really tobacco let off, spices, bread, and wood to follow. Spices built back up to medium strength, the retrohale, and then everything kind of pulled back to light plus by the halfway point, and wood defined the post draw. Again, not a ton of notes there for me to remark on. And then last third, light wood, tobacco, dry wood on the post draw. Wood kind of took on some tannic accents by the halfway point, and then dry hay on the finish. Burn style is super super straight, 1 inch ash, and then burn just I could feel the burn stalling. So I kind of increased the rate I was smoking, but never seems to be that as the problem. It continued, and then the burn was straight through the second third, and then cigar spontaneously went out in the last third, so I had to do relight. So I knew I wasn't going to get away with it. I tried to, but it didn't work out. Curious thing in the draw, started out a little bit snug, and then as I smoked it, the draw opened up. So kind of curious, not sure what that's all about. So I had to give it a very good draw. Overall, pretty average profile. Nothing a lot to write home here about. Aaron, you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasted oak and some dry earth. Got some
Uh,
walnut shell that joined in pretty quickly. Second, third saw the walnut shell increase and adding to the dryness and kind of gained a light bitterness at the end of the third. Final third saw some walnut with bitterness pair up with the walnut shell. Construction absolutely perfect for when I smoked, so that was nice to see. But the cigar had an average flavor profile throughout. While I would describe the flavor as full, it was just too dry to kind of make it all that enjoyable. So, um, I'm gonna save my rest of my thoughts for the finale here, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. Average cigar. So let's get into the scores. We're gonna start at the top with me at 5.75. Seth gave it a 5.5, and John gave it a 5.4. My 5.75 matches up well. Average flavor profile throughout. Perfect construction. That's kind of what gets you there. The construction bumps it up a little bit, but just too dry of a profile. Nothing really exciting going on. Some walnut shell and stuff in there. That's kind of cool. Some notes like that, but when it's kind of like a bit of a core flavor profile, and it's really drying out things. It just doesn't work for me. All right, Seth, 5.5.
Make sure I wasn't muted there. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I think you have to approach the cigar, I think, in a lot of ways. I think you have to understand that this is like the El Wense being now made at AJ versus Tabsa. And it's not great, but I think you're going to find it's more consistent, and he'll probably get some guys to start smoking it or coming back to it, just because of the price point as well. But I don't think it's that overall strong of a blend. I think it's just kind of unoffensive, and there's a little couple qualities here and there which can be like, ooh, that's fun. But there's not going to be much to the cigar. I think you're just getting a steady blend with really good construction. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was just too realist. I don't know.
No, I think spot on. John, 5.4, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, score matches up well. Would have been 5.75 with you, but had a bit of an issue with the burn, a bit of an issue with the draw. I don't think that really affected the flavor profile, but the score matches up.
All right. So what I held out from what I wrote in my kind of final thoughts was the original LONC is light years ahead of this cigar here. And
Oh yeah.
but it just can't be produced anymore at the factory that it was at, right? You're just not getting the same cigar that you got when you originally put it together.
And it's better than what it became.
Yeah.
Because it went to shit.
So what I think works in Nick's favor here is that he had to change the name of it due to some Nicaraguan things. So he had to go to the wise man to get away from El Wense. So you can almost look at this as a different cigar going to another factory. You're not really going to get the same blend. So clean slate, different cigar. You got the blue band again. You got different artwork, all that stuff. Got to consider this a new cigar. El Wense was a line that ran and it's done. Now this is new. Now with the Maduro, you're using the same name, so we're gonna have to see how that smokes and see if we're kind of on par or not. But I'm gonna agree with what you said, Seth, in that maybe something average out of my father is better than what you're gonna do with Aganorsa and all the flaws that they've run into and all that stuff.
I don't know, but at the same time, like, you kind of brought it back. I don't know if I would have done it like this. I think
I agree with you.
I would have tried to. I always loved El Wense, and I thought Nick really put like a lot of time into what he knew, that the name was complicated, but he wanted to pay that homage to Nicaragua, and he wanted to work with, Aganorsa that was like Nicaragua, and it just fell apart. And it's like, I don't know. I would have handled it differently. I don't know how I would have done it. You think he could have gone to my father, or like even, work at somewhere in Miami and do this in another way, just to, even if you do a smaller limited run, just make it El Wense. I don't know. Unless Aganorsa has the name partially.
No, actually, I think it's a legal issue with the country.
Nicaragua. Yeah, with Nicaragua, it's like
you
can't trademark a historical whatever. Yeah.
So he had to move away from the name.
Once again, the tobacco industry running into issues with trademark and copyright.
The funny thing about it is, though,
that's why
they have this trademark thing. The rest of the world has no fucking idea about it. And the only people who were then brought accustomed to it was because of a gringo cigar person who's like, man, really, should we be pissed off, or should we just try and capitalize off of
this? I think that's why the Axum name came about as well.
Yeah, just different country.
He's just going after all the nations down there.
Yeah. You know what I will say, and I think you said this, Aaron, is I think a lot of guys and smokers, women who are fans of Foundation might really gravitate towards a cigar. Like I don't gravitate towards it, but I don't think it's offensive. I think it's just a profile that I don't particularly find that engaging, but I think there's lots of smokers out there that will. And I will say, this is probably the most on my father cigar I could possibly fathom coming out of the mind. Like, if you had given this to me blind and you're like, tell me which factory this comes out of in Esteli, and I would have been like, Oliva or you know, like, and if you said my father would have been like, that would have been one of the last factories, you know, would have been Nick Sueño and my father and Padron would have been the three factories I wouldn't have guessed the cigar coming out of, which I think is a good thing because it means that, you know, like when he got good blends out of AJ and other people have gotten good blends out of AJ, it shows that like he can take tobacco and come up with something that doesn't necessarily represent that factory, but, you know, still has the factor behind it, and the price is pretty decent. So
Yeah, I think I
It's
made
not
the comment
bad.
to you, John. I was like, this came out of my father, but there's no black pepper to be found in this. Like, there was no
zip,
black pepper to be found in this
no,
blend.
it was
So
wild, man.
it's
Like it was
interesting.
like I actually so there was a point I got to the end of the first third, and I started to like gaslight myself where I'm like, am I smoking the right fucking cigar here? I better check. And I pulled up the list. I'm like, Corojo, blue, yes, my father. This is my father. Okay, this is my father. Okay, no, this is the blue band. Is the girl. Okay, yeah, no, this is the right one. But like, I was like, I've got the wrong cigar. I so
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, for me, the outlook for these lines does not look good, but I'm going to reserve final judgment until I smoke the Maduro because I have not smoked it yet. I will smoke it coming up and see what I'm thinking is going on. But if it stays on if it's on this trajectory, we have a problem with this brand.
I'm gonna throw out a rare baseball parlance, even though I'm not a baseball guy.
Okay.
Nick's ceiling was like a 290. Okay. This is not a 350 or a 375 type cigar. However, potentially you can see where he can bring out a 375, even a 400 out of this factory because he's got the blending capabilities. The factory's got the tobacco, and the factory has been shown to come out with some blockbusters. In fact, they did come out some blockbusters this year and last year. So I think, although this cigar doesn't necessarily impress, I think the potential for something to come out and
Like
literally land on the top 10,
like a Wise Man Limitada or something.
you never know.
Yeah, but see, maybe I have too high of expectations, but I'm feeling with Nick, like I don't want to go through the growth with Nick again. Like he can't.
We've already done that.
He already came out with a bang. He launched with a banger, right? Like,
yeah.
And he had a bunch of them at the beginning. Like, I don't know that I mean,
Tabernacles when he went to AJ were not like starting over again. Those were advanced blends. So I see what Aaron's saying.
So
like,
yeah,
this is dumbing down his portfolio.
I would not like. This is all based on my experience, right?
This tasted safe, is what it tasted.
So this is all based on my experience. I don't want to say how other people would perceive this, but if you're going to another factory and you're kind of going off, you are going off of the LONC brand, right? This is supposed to be the replacement for that. I don't know that you launch with this, right? I feel like you either have to, maybe LONC, the Wise Man Corojo, goes away for a year or two until you get it right, or you get it. It doesn't have to be a 1-to-1 replacement, but you need to get a blend that's competitive to that, right? And then you launch with that. If you got the Maduro out the gate, go for it. Launch the Maduro, but I know the struggle at TAPSA, but like this isn't. I don't even know. This is it's kind of a sidestep, maybe even a slight step down. But I just would. I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't have done it this way. It just doesn't seem the right way. So now I don't know.
It was pretty safe. It was a pretty safe.
I mean, because the Matapa stuff wasn't that good, right? So it's kind of like you're looking at this. This is like a new line, right? So it's a kind of a little run of this, and it's not impressive, I guess.
It's going to be interesting to see what we see in New Orleans in 10 months. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess.
That's a very important trade show, I think, for his brand.
All right, and I took a lot of time here. Any other thoughts?
That was good. Good discussion.
No.
All right. Wherever you catch this video, be sure to like and subscribe, but check out the full written review on the website, developingpalace.com. Follow us on the social media channels and can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Corojo.